Welcome, friends. Today's episode is all about bergamot essential oil. Now, question, do you own bergamot? Is it collecting dust? Because after this episode, you're going to dust it off and put it to use. So stay tuned. You're listening to the Essential Oils Scoop podcast. We're here to help you confidently using essential oils in your daily life. No fluff, just real talk and practical tips. Each episode brings you education, inspiration, and of course, our scoop of the day. Let's elevate your wellness one drop at a time. Sarah, oh gosh, I'm excited because guess what? We're going to relearn some things that we forgot about bergamot essential oil and then put it into practice. There's a lot here, and I was being truthful. Like, you might have it in your arsenal. You might have it in your caboodle of oils on your counter, but it might be collecting dust. And now it's time to relearn the benefits, how you can use it, and what it does for your physical and emotional well-being. And there's a lot here.
There really is. Like, okay, I think, and also some of us get stuck in what we use certain things for, right?
Totally.
Like
Hmm.
I get stuck in using certain oils for certain things, and then I glob onto more information. I'm like, oh, hey, I could be using this a little even better, like even better than what I'm currently using it with. And I
Hmm.
think this one is definitely one that I don't utilize all of its benefits for.
I agree. There's five in this list that I'm looking at right now. I'm like, yep, don't use it for this, but I should, and I get to, but it's not
Hmm.
on my radar. Again, like you said, we get so accustomed to, oh, that one benefit or that, two benefits at most, if you're like me, and then I forget about the rest.
Yeah.
So we're
Like
all learning today.
for me, I will tell you right now, skin. I use it on my skin. I use it for dry, itchy patches, and I use it for in the winter because I'm not going outside because it is a photosensitive oil, okay? But it's amazing for to put on your face. So before you go to bed at night, this is a really great oil that you can be using. And that's the only thing I use. I other than like in my diffuser and using it for emotions, I
Hmm.
use it pretty much primarily skin. And so when
Hmm.
you say there's five things that you need to be, I'm thinking the rest of the list is what I need to use it for because
That's fair.
I'm using it for like literally two things because it does talk a little tiny bit about self-worth in the description. It talks about self-worth and I do use it for that emotional part,
Hmm.
but not for the rest of it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest.
Okay, so in the Essential Life book, the newest edition, that's what we're referencing right now. And then we'll go into the emotions. And y'all know, if you're not brand new, y'all know what book we use. Okay.
Hmm.
It's in the show notes if you forgot. But boosting dopamine. Okay, who doesn't want support in boosting your dopamine naturally? I've relied
Naturally.
on them naturally, naturally. But when I mean all natural, it's not like fake natural. Okay, truly Mother Nature in a bottle. So boosting dopamine, I've put this in my water multiple times. And that then dives into the your emotional state. But those are the main reasons I use it. So I've put a couple drops in my water to drink. I have. Have you ever done that, Sarah?
Um, no, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because to me, it smells like soap. I can
Oh.
remember my great, this is good. This is a little story for you. I remember my great Aunt Bessie having soap that smelled like this to wash her hands with. And so I would go to my great aunt's house. I loved going to her house, but she had birds and dogs and like lots of birds. And I mean, like lots and lots of birds at her house, like cages of birds. She loved birds. She was a bird lady. And I loved playing with her birds and I loved playing with her cute little dog, Peppy. And every time I'd have to wash my hands after, right? Like this is good hygiene, but it smells like Aunt Bessie's soap. And so I can't put it in my water because it, to me, tastes and smells like Aunt Bessie's soap.
That's fair.
That's
You don't want to taste soap. Okay. I understand for sure.
not because
That
I'm
would be
not like
gross.
super excited about the health benefits of bergamot, but I cannot divorce my nose from the taste where I'm like, I even right this second, just smelling it out of the bottle, it brings me back to her cute farmhouse white sink and washing my hands as a small child.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, to me, brings back super great memories. Again, this is on the emotional side, not the physical side, right? Brings back
Mm-hmm.
amazing, great, happy childhood memories of my aunt, her cute dog Peppy, and her massive amounts of birds.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. I love this oil. But
So,
again, for me personally, the one that I was like super surprised about when I was reading through some of these, the first one was appetite excess or appetite loss, which I think people can go through. Vicki and I were just talking before we start press the record button about um, DNA and emotional eating and different things, and we're talking about possible podcasts for upcoming episodes. And we talked a little bit about this idea of emotional eating.
mhm.
I am not an emotional eater. I will starve myself when I'm stressed. Like like no appetite if I'm stressed. And we were talking about the differences of people who stress eat, who
Mhm.
get really stressed and they start eating stuff. Um,
Mhm. And which
it's
I'm the complete opposite of Sarah. Like I am the other side of the of the teeter-totter. Hmm.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is according to my DNA is not good. I forget to eat. There are days where it's like 5 o'clock and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I have to eat, right? Or I have to like force myself to eat because I forget to eat, which is not good because my DNA is one of those crazy DNAs that's like, oh, you're in starvation mode. We've got to hold on to those fat cells like no other. Where other people, they can
We
do the
shed them.
intermittent fasting and they're like, oh, I forgot to eat. Oh, there goes 3 pounds. Me, I'm like, forgot to eat. Oh, there, you gained 2 pounds. Like,
Hmm.
doesn't make any sense, but that's the way my DNA works. But bergamot is amazing for helping with this appetite issue. So if this is
Hmm.
you, if we're talking about on the flip side where you're more like me and you forget to eat, you probably need to have some bergamot. If you're more like Vicky and you're like, ooh, an ounce of stress creeps in and you're like, chocolate chip cookies sound really good right now. This might be your friend. So what spectrum you're on doesn't matter. This is going to be your friend.
Yeah. And it would be so helpful. And I would take it internally. Sarah, how would you advise to try it if this is
So
them?
I would probably say put it in for me personally. I'm like, I need to be putting this in a capsule, right? Because I already told you my like weird story about how it makes me think of
You
soap.
don't
So
want to
I don't
eat
want to,
soap?
no, I did not use bad words today. So I do not deserve soap in my mouth.
Yeah.
So no, thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so great, great thing. But that was one of the things I was like, probably should be using this more often, right?
Hmm.
And I already talked about skin a little bit. For me, I like to use it on my skin. I have combination skin. So I have super oily skin in some parts and super dry patches in other parts. So I don't know if anybody else here has super weird combination skin where you're like that T-zone is nothing but oil
I
and
was
those
just going to say that.
cheeks,
It's usually the T-zone's oily. Yes, go ahead, Sarah.
T-zone,
Mhm.
oil fest, chin sometimes gets a little oily, but my cheeks are like dry.
Sahara Desert.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so this for me is really, really good for my face. And so I will mix
Mhm.
this in with my moisturizer at night because I like how it evens out my super noticeable combination skin.
Mhm. Yeah, combo skin. And I think combo skin is what's the word I'm looking for? I know a lot more women with combo skin than one or the other. I think it's more
Mhm.
common than we think it is. And I
And
like
of course it has to do with hormones and like where your hormones are and
Mhm.
I'm not going to deny that. And I know that since I've been on this journey of balancing my hormones better. My skin, definitely you can see in my skin pigmentation, my skin tonage is gotten way better and the combination has kind of gotten into normal. And like I don't have the super oily, I don't have super dry. I also have been using moisture. I also use moisturizer because it's winter. Um, but my skin is doing very well right this second.
Mm.
So, um, I do
Keep it up, girl.
contribute it.
Keep it up.
I do
Hmm.
contribute it to using these different products on my face morning and night, right? Like I wash my face, I put moisturizer on, I go to bed, I put moisturizer, I wash my face before bed, I put moisturizer on. So anyway,
But I like talking about taking it internally in the Essential Life book that we're still referencing here. It's talking about bladder and urinary tract support. So if none of us want any ick down there, the book is offering a solution, an opportunity to take this internally in a capsule. So I read that as, oh yeah, if I and I take essential oils internally, those that we can safely. So if you take doTERRA essential oils internally, just know that you can. This is one of them that's safe to do so. I would do 2 to 3 drops. Me personally would do 2 to 3 drops of this oil twice a day if I had any issues arise to help combat and help my body do the healing because these oils don't do the healing. They allow our body to do the healing it wants to do, right? So I thought that was super cool because again, that wasn't on my radar. And then Sarah, right down below from that, I mean, oh, and it stimulates. Okay, I'm gonna mess up that word, Sarah. What's that word that we were talking about that we practiced and now I don't remember?
aphagy.
Autophagy. Autophagy, right?
Uh-huh.
Aphagy. Oh,
Autophagy.
Lord heavens. So the coughs, the ick in the throat, the tonsillitis, the sore throats. Guess what? Bergamot is great for that. And again, I forgot. I did. Hi, Vicky, and I totally forgot that it could help with that. So it's saying you can apply it topically to your chest or on your throat area. I would dilute it with fractionated coconut oil. That's just me, okay? And don't go in direct sunlight. Or gargle and take it in a capsule. So if you're a tea drinker, hypothetically, if you don't, not Sarah, because it's going to be soap tea, you could try to do this with a drop of bergamot with, a little bit of honey in some hot water and use that to soothe, you know, the discomfort you have. So I thought that was really cool to relearn.
Well, and going along with that idea of taking it in a capsule, if you've got any kind of fungal issues, candida issues, this is another great oil to be using for that. So, and I'll get really personal for a second and talk about like vaginal itching and candida. Like that can be an issue for you. You may want to try this.
Hmm.
If you do, I would suggest, if you're going to use it topically, I would definitely suggest um, diluting, you know, definitely diluting to see how your body reacts, right? And I would do it just a teeny smidge just to see how your body reacts to it, especially, because I teach a lot about oils and
Intimacy.
intimacy. And I always want people to like test everything first before you go gung ho on something, right?
Hmm.
And of course, if you have any kind of negative responses, always, always, always just add more coconut oil, more um, any of like your lubrication type oils of like avocado oil or castor oil, anything like that. Add more to it so it's not uncomfortable.
Hmm. Yeah, no, no, no. I'm glad you highlighted that. And then friends, again, like joint discomfort, muscle cramps, insomnia. And I think that's tied to stress, right? Part of insomnia is has a correlation to stress. Bergamot is a really good essential oil to help decrease all of those anxious feelings, all of that overwhelm. Huffing this oil, it's in the citrus family. It's cold pressed. We get it from Italy. Bergamot is a great oil for that. And I've actually combined it with wild orange and all the other uplifting essential oils and essential oil blends we have for a reason, because it does help us make those shifts. Sarah's shaking her head in agreement for those that can't see, but truly, I'm really grateful. And I actually am going to put into practice more because I'm off of my routine of sleep, Sarah. So I think Not I think. I know I'm gonna try and incorporate that into the diffuser, before I go to bed.
Yeah.
It's worth trying.
I'm like thinking back, and I remember using it when I was going through some of my bouts of insomnia when I first started getting into oils.
Hmm.
Now I know I found my combination, right? My citrus bliss and lavender is my combination, right? I don't want to say everybody knows that, but if you know me, you know that. Like that's my combination right there.
Hmm.
Um, but I do remember using this as part of like a trial type thing. Um, I remember thinking it worked pretty good, but not good enough for me, right? But I know for me, I had to do the heavy duty stuff. We're talking, I was coming off of 8 years of being an insomniac. So that's a little bit different than your occasional getting out of your sleep routines or your occasional insomnia where you're not sleeping for a night or two, right? Like we're talking,
Hmm.
I was diagnosed with chronic insomnia. Like that is an actual thing from an actual doctor diagnosis. Sometimes I'm like, I'll say something like, I'm undiagnosed. No, this was a true diagnosis of chronic insomnia that I had for 8 years.
So glad
So,
that's past tense, friend.
oh
So
my
glad.
gosh. So am I. So am I. So
Mm.
anyway, going back to going back to this idea that um we can use these oils for all these different things that we have going on. One of the other things, joint issues and muscle cramps. I'll be honest, not my first oil that I pick up for that, but
Mm.
I'm thinking I'm going to put this in like in my lotion and put this on my hands before bed because sometimes I wake up and my hands are feel a little stiff or like I sleep funky on my arms. And so like my hands wake up and I'm like a little stiff and puffy in my hands. I'm thinking this might be something I want to try before I go to bed.
Try it. Yeah. I would love to know your results.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, friends, like just in the last 10 minutes of the conversation, I can almost guarantee you learned at least three things brand new to your brain that you didn't realize that bergamot can assist you with. So again, that's why we do this podcast. That's why we bring you episode after episode because we want you to learn and relearn and just understand that these tools are here for you. Okay. Y'all ready? Because Sarah and I are ready. We're ready to dive into the emotions. Okay, friend, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt, have you ever struggled with low self-esteem, self-judgment? You've ever felt unloved, unlovable? Have you ever felt hopeless? If you've struggled with these negative emotions, bergamot is the essential oil of self-acceptance, and it is a beautiful ally for you to lift yourself out of that low state. Sarah, share all the things.
Um, well, I I think it just has, I love this where it talks about it has a cleansing effect on stagnant feelings and limiting belief systems. Like, gosh, okay, guys, are you struggling right now? Are you struggling with your belief in yourself? Are you struggling with knowing that there is more in life for you? Are you struggling like with the core beliefs that you're not lovable or that you're not good enough? If you are and you're just hiding behind a facade, like let this oil help you to love yourself again. Let this oil cleanse away some of this stagnant energy and feelings that you have about yourself and some of your limiting beliefs because you are a powerful creator in your life and you can create anything that you want if you just believe in yourself that you can do it. And I know for a lot of women, self esteem is so incredibly important. When we start getting our self esteem, this is really crazy. Do you know in kindergarten, girls have higher self esteems than boys? And then somewhere around age 8, girls tank. Their self esteem starts to tank. By age 12, little girls self-esteem is so low and boys have such a higher self-esteem, it's like dominant, and that little girls actually start to think about, well, age 10 and 12, little girls will start to think about that the world is better off without them. It's a study that's been done. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
I it's beyond sad. I that hurts my heart, but I'm not surprised at the same time. That
Oh, so
sucks.
if you are struggling with this and you feel like you've struggled with this for a long time, not just recently, maybe you're reaching down into your little girl heart right this second and you're going, I have struggled with my self-acceptance, my self-worth, my self-love. My limiting beliefs about myself are like that I don't believe I deserve good things in life. If those are something you struggle with, I'm begging you to please start using this oil in your diffuser. Please start using this to believe in yourself again and believe in your infinite worth.
And reach out to those people that truly love you and are there to listen and lean on. Get yourself a coach. Get yourself someone that is going to help you work through this. You're not alone. Absolutely not alone. But this bergamot is a wonderful ally in doing the work.
It's going to help you to let go of some of the self-judgment that you've been carrying around for far too long. Far, far too long.
Ladies, that bag of baggage is too heavy, and it's not for you to carry forever. It isn't. Really
So
isn't.
if you are feeling in that, I'm not worth it. Uh, there's no point. I would like to, but I don't think I can. If this sounds at all like some of the stories you've been telling in your head, please,
Hmm.
please, please get this oil in and on your body.
Yes. And Sarah and I
Please.
love you. We're going to put the hotline number at the bottom of this episode. I want you to put it in your phone and save it. I think everyone should have the hotline number to reach out when you're in your lowest of lows. Someone that cares will pick up that phone and be right there with you. I hope you hear that. Low self esteem can hit at any time, self judgment can hit at any time. You can have, a commercial come on the radio or the TV that triggers a memory. You can have a smell or something flood your brain that hits and feelings of despair can come on. We're human. We have these emotions. We work through them, but sometimes we get stuck. And self-acceptance is a very big one. A very, very big one. And yes, bergamot, more than anything, I have used it for just that in my personal life. When the clouds seem really heavy and the ick is real, diffuse the heck out of bergamot. And sometimes, even when I just don't feel like diffusing it because I have wild orange going or, the happy blends, I like to call them happy blends, then I just huff the heck out of it. I have it on my desk. I have it in multiple places in this home, and I open it and huff it, and I say a little prayer. But it is a beautiful teacher to help us let go of our self-judgment. And it allows us to learn to love ourselves unconditionally. And you're never too old to relearn it. There's no time limit of, oh, I ran out of time. I guess that's not for me. Can't do that anymore. No, 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 friends. No time limit on it. Bergamot is a cheerleader, a a beautiful friend when when you need it. And I'm grateful. I'm super, super grateful. Sarah, I see you taking notes. You're thinking about something great. She's smiling like, yep, I am.
Well, there was a couple things that of course, I'm thinking about, but one of the things I was just thinking about is, um, that this can be so healing for your optimism to really switch that, to like flip that switch of are do you bathe in negativity? Because some people do, right? Some
Yeah,
people, some people like really thrive on negativity. They thrive on drama. They thrive on these things. Why do they do that? Because their vibration levels are super low. And if this is you, I'm not calling you out. I'm actually inviting you to try to flip that switch back into the positivity because truthfully, even if you are a gossip and you love gossiping and all that thing and you think that it's like so fun, I think you need to look at some of the deeper parts of you of what's really going on, of why you enjoy this negativity in your life. And maybe it's time for you to use some bergamot to flip that switch because truthfully, you know who people really love being around? Positive, uplifting people, other people, not people who gossip,
drain the
not people
battery.
who drain you or make you feel less than or worthless or have to tell stories about other people to make you feel better about yourself. If that's you, let's stop. Let's stop and start to flip that switch and bathe yourself more in that positivity and stop talking. Just catch yourself every once in a while. If you're starting to tell negative stories about people because it makes you feel better about yourself, because that's a like internal cry of I need help for feeling better about who I am inside. If that's all you can do is dig down and tell the stories about negative things about other people because it makes you feel good, let's stop that. Let's start telling good stories about good people so you can feel good about yourself and what you just did instead of feeling good because you rip somebody else down. That's not how you want to get your self-esteem. You want to gain your self-esteem because of who you are and the confidence and believing in yourself.
Thank you for joining Sarah's TED Talk just now. That was great. That was awesome. But 1000%. I know you can't see me for those that are, tuning in to the podcast. You can't see her face, but genuinely, like, please hear these words and maybe rewind and re-listen to this or share this episode with your favorite people. Everyone could use what we had to say here. I know I did. I know I get little nuggets. And maybe, Sarah, do you ever listen to our podcast? Like, I've randomly just started tuning in more often. Like, on my recent road trip, I just had us playing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we said these things. Yes, I totally forgot. Yes, I'm gonna, Sarah's laughing. But I got really excited because, again, I'm a forever learner and I'm not going to know everything all the time, right? But it was really cool to hear the little nuggets of wisdom and then the reminder, the gentle reminder that these oils are here for us on a physical and emotional level, always and forever, unwavering. So I just found that really cool. Just wanted to share that.
No, it's
So,
good to go
friend,
back and listen to some of the older episodes. You know, sometimes I will go back and listen to some of our older episodes, especially if I'm like on the treadmill or something. Um,
yeah,
it's because it's good. It's my, I don't want to say mindless, but you're like moving your feet and you're like, okay, I don't want to watch another Netflix or another whatever. I just want to like, I rather strengthen my mind,
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
guess you could say. Um, or I listen to a book, honestly.
mm-hmm,
But just reminding ourselves that we are worth it. We are
mm-hmm.
worth taking the time to do something special for ourselves is not selfish, it's self-care. And I think people think, selfishness is when you are, not concerned about anybody else. But self-care has to come in when you are concerned about everybody else except for yourself. And that's when you desperately need self-care. So
Mm-hmm.
take some time, maybe throw a couple drops of bergamot into your moisturizer tonight, wash your face, and put on a little bit of moisturizer and feel good that you did something for you.
Yeah, yes. Friends, let's get into the scoop. My scoop of the day is simple. I want you, well, I say it's simple, but if you are feeling down, if you are feeling hopeless, and you're just in the thick of something. It doesn't have to be catastrophic, but you feel that shift. Get out your bergamot and put it in your nearest diffuser. Okay? Put it in your diffuser and do this for about a week, at least once a day. If you see the diffuser and it's not running, fill it up, put some bergamot, 3 to 5 drops. I'm a heavy pourer. That's what I like to do. And let that work through you and for you.
Yeah, definitely use it all the time. Like, not all the time, but use it. Use it generously while you're going through some of these. Um, so my scoop is a diffuser blend. Actually, I've got two scoops because I totally forgot this when we were talking about the physical, but let me give you my diffuser blend first. 3 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of wild orange, and 2 drops of cassia. It
Ooh,
is divine. Yeah. Ooh, divine.
I never would have put Cassia with bergamot, girl.
Oh, girlfriend, you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited for this.
Okay. And then my second scoop is a capsule because I totally, when we were talking about physical, I totally forgot that this is what I've been doing for like almost a year. But I have a different bottle in my bathroom that I use. So I wasn't thinking about this particular bottle that I had sitting here. Um, I put this with lemongrass in a capsule. 2 drops of this and 2 drops of 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of lemongrass in a capsule. And I have been doing that for almost a year. And I don't even think about what's in it anymore because it's like,
You're on autopilot?
yeah, like just like in the zone and I don't think about it. But this is what I take every single morning is 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of lemongrass, which has helped with cholesterol. So if this is something that maybe you struggle with, this was something I was recommended by Dr. O to be doing for my cholesterol issues. So if that speaks to you, awesome. If not, forget it. Don't try it.
We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode and are feeling inspired to dive in even deeper into the world of essential oils. Want exclusive offers, content, and recipes? Click on the newsletter link in the show notes today. Looking for even more wellness inspiration? Dive into our previous episodes and stay in the loop by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Essential Oil Scoop Podcast. Thanks for being a part of our essential oil family. And remember, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a brand new episode.